What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back. We're doing another video. Today we're looking at the Philippines. Let's get into it. So I hope you liked the last video, which was based on Thailand. This will be a similar format. So we're going to jump into the Philippines, have a bit of fun, make sure that we know how to identify the Philippines, and then have a crack at region guessing, which is ridiculously difficult, but let's see how we go. Okay, so immediately it's not obvious we're in the Philippines. I'll be obvious. Let's turn around and look for clues. Circular pole, so that pretty much rules out Thailand immediately. And then what else? Yeah, look, without any writing or any architecture at all, the only thing I would know if I was playing worldwide, it's not Thailand because of the circular pole. So Philippines would probably be my guess, but I wouldn't be sure at all. Assuming I did figure it out, it was the Philippines. What region do I think it is? Well, we're in a relatively flat area. There's hills around us, slightly drier. And when I think dry, I do think more northern. So I'm going to pop it up here. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm completely wrong, but I think there's more than 50% chance that it's in this half of the country at least. So let's see how we go. Okay, not too bad. 150 Ks off. Yeah, well, at least it was up here, so not a complete disaster. Okay, let's see what we have next. Okay, cool. So here we go. Again, we can see it's a round pole. There's advertisements on the pole. You see this everywhere in the Philippines. Even if you saw that, you can be fairly sure it's the Philippines. I mean, I can't even see what's written on it. But yeah, at this point, fairly sure in the Philippines. What else are we seeing? Nice pawpaw tree. Okay, so we're in a nice little village. Nothing's jumping out too much as far as location. I can't really see if we're surrounded by mountains. I have a feeling we might not be. So just on the mountains, there's mountains everywhere, but particularly the South Island Mindanao and the North Island Luzon has a ton of mountains. If you don't see really any mountains, you might think that you're in one of these islands here. So just based on that, I'm just going to pick a random island here, Panay, and we'll see what happens. Okay, great guess. That was a fluke. I mean, I was fairly sure we'd be somewhere around here, but yeah, to get 9.9 Ks up the road is pretty freaking miraculous, but we'll take it. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, interesting. Again, round poles. Apart from that, nothing is really jumping out at us. No signs or anything. Yeah, so to be perfectly honest, if you were playing Geoguessr worldwide and you were dropped here, you'd be kind of fucked. I mean, you could probably make a guess that this is the Philippines. It's obviously not Thailand. So what do we got? We've got mountains off in the distance. Big, fairly flat land, fairly dry. I'm going to hazard a guess we're up on Luzon in the North Island. Mind you, we could still be on one of these islands down here. Like, some of them aren't that tiny. But I'm just going to hazard a guess we're up here. It's slightly more dry. You wouldn't expect to see this down in the south, for example. So let's see what happens. Oh, fantastic guess. Okay, I'm just going to act like I do this all the time. 25 Ks? Oh, that's basic. Oh shit. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, so this is different. This is looking more southern. Very green and tropical. Palm trees. Not to suggest there aren't palm trees in the north. Of course there are. But when you're in a spot like this where you're just surrounded by green, banana trees, palm trees. Okay, mountains over there. Yeah, it's by no means a perfect rule. But when the more green and tropical, usually it's the more south. What do we got here? Little doggy. Do not get distracted by the doggy. What is that? Where'd my dog go? Oh, there's a cute little horsey. Okay, let's get back on topic. I reckon we're on Davao. This does look quite southern to me, and I'm going to hedge my bets and go northern Davao because it could well be something here. Oh, excellent guess. Okay, 150 Ks off. Okay, closer to Davao. Sorry, I was guessing Mindanao, not Davao, but Davao is where it was close to. And I think we've got one more. think we've got one more. We're going very well here. I'm probably going to fuck this up. Okay, so instantly it looks a bit more northern, a bit more dry. Again, round poles, Philippines, get that into your head. Thailand, square pole, get that into your head. Okay, there's no writing that would confirm we're in the Philippines. Frankly, these rounds have been pretty hard. If you didn't know you're in the Philippines, which of course I do because I've selected that. Look, I'm gonna guess northern. I don't really know, but yeah, just edging dry. So I'm just gonna plug it in here and see how we go. Not fantastic. Oh, look, at least it wasn't the other side of the country, but I wouldn't consider that to be a fantastic guess. But let's see how we go. So score of 14,000, sorry. Look at the breakdown. Off by 157, off by 9, 25, 147, 310. Visually, yep, got the right island. Virtually got it perfectly. Got the right island. Very close and sort of kind of close. So not too bad. If you're playing online, your opponent's very likely going to figure out you're in the Philippines. They're either going to plug in Manila or they're either going to just plug in the middle of the country and hedge their bets. So if you can figure out that it's Mindanao or figure out that it's Luzon at the top, at least you can edge them on points, which I think can definitely make the difference if you're playing a good opponent. All right, let's go one more game. I think that was a good demonstration of how to region guess, and I'm probably going to fuck all of these up in the next round. So let's do another one, and hopefully we can get some more examples of how to identify the Philippines. Okay, so signs like these you'll see everywhere in the Philippines. Yep, they just look like this. You'll see them everywhere. Here, all very Filipino looking. These kinds of little shanty shop fronts. Not that you won't get them in other countries, but yeah, very, very Filipino looking. The roads, Thailand will always have white on the outside and yellow in the middle. I'm not 100% if all the Filipino roads look like this, but if I saw this road, I immediately know it's not Thailand because Thailand would have a yellow line there. Also, they're driving on the right side of the road. In Thailand, they drive on the left. That's another way you can immediately rule out Thailand. And Thailand is the country that looks most similar to the Philippines. If you can't see the writing, it can be genuinely quite difficult. So let's see what other clues we can find. Okay, obviously Filipino writing there. Oh, these signs. I don't know why, but all of the shops use Coca-Cola and Pepsi and blah, 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 blah signs, but they just have the name of their shop on the sign. So I don't know, they get a deal with Coca-Cola where they're obviously advertising for Coca-Cola, and it's a nice looking sign and they get a sign for their shop. You'll see this everywhere. You will see this everywhere. Data advertisements, you'll see that everywhere. These little crates where they put the bottles back in and the people collect them and take them back. You'll see them everywhere, all very Filipino looking. Okay, cool. I digress. Let's actually get a guess here. I'm sensing this could be... Oh, this could be fucking anywhere, actually. You know what? I'm just going to plug in south and see how... Actually, I'm going to plug in an island and see how we go. Okay, not too bad. Couple 100 k's up the road. Next island over. Didn't see any mountains, I think, and that was probably a clue that it was somewhere in the middle. Okay, this looks northern to me, but let's focus on any like Filipino specific clues. These have been hard rounds, mate. Like if I didn't know we're in the Philippines, you'd honestly might be struggling. Yeah, look, better players than me would probably be seeing clues everywhere, but I'm not seeing too much. That guy's driving on the right, that's a Filipino thing. That's not a Thai pole. Can't give you much else than that. Anyway, I think it's northern, so let's see how we go. Looking a bit dry. Okay, great guess. Okay, that was on the coast, fine. Okay, instantly looking more southern. Again, round poles, Philippines. Get that etched into your brain, people. Looking more southern, palm trees everywhere we go. English on the sign. Not that you could rule out Thailand based on that. If you were in a touristy region of Thailand, you could absolutely see that. But in the Philippines, you would just see that, just period. This little sidecar here, see them everywhere in the Philippines. You'll never see that in Thailand. Thailand's have the tuk-tuks instead. So yeah, this is obviously the Philippines, no doubt about it. And it looks pretty southern to me. Do you reckon this is Mindanao, or do you reckon this is an island? Cannot really see if we're surrounded by mountains or not. I think the islands tend to be a little bit less developed, and I could be completely wrong about that, but I just sense that this is an island, and I'm just going to plug in down here. Okay, completely wrong. It's over here on Mindanao. Definitely can't win them all, but at least I'm on the right side of the country, which is better than just plugging it into the middle. So we'll take the win. Okay, definitely looking southern again. Sidecar, Philippines, easy. Right side of the road, they're driving. Philippines. Very easy to tell you're in the Philippines, quite frankly. Ads on the sign, you just see this everywhere. These black boxes you'll see on the side of the poles. I wonder if these have a clue on the area. I don't know how to read that. Could be clues here on the poles, I just haven't figured out yet. You'll see these little meters all of the time. Super Filipino. There's a jeepney. Let's go check out the jeepney. This is a huge thing. So these you'll see all over Manila. Mind you, we're not in Manila right now, but this makes me think we might be close to Manila. This could actually just be throwing me off entirely. Are we actually close to Manila? Because there's a jeepney here. Egg dealer. Yeah, the old World War II Jeeps, they use them as essentially public buses in Manila. Extremely Filipino. Based on that, I'm actually going to take a punt that was somewhere near Manila, and this could be completely wrong, but we'll see how we go. Okay, fantastic. 50 k's up the road. Yep, down here near Batangas. I should have known. Okay, how many more we got? Last one here. What do we got? This looks like it could be an island. It looks quite southern and green, I would say. Mind you, there's plenty of sort of dry dirt around here. Fairly undeveloped. Is that a clue that we're on an island? Is there anything here that looks distinctly Filipino? If you were playing online, honestly, not really. If you popped me here, Filipino would probably be my first guess, but there's nothing about this that is categorically, this has to be the Philippines. So it's not as easy a country as, say, Thailand to identify, you might say. Region guessing, devilishly hard, just like Thailand. I'm going to guess we're on one of the islands. Take your pick. Are we up the top of Cebu here, potentially? Let's see how we go. Oh, shocker, way down here in Mindanao. So there you go, guys. It's sometimes you look pretty good, sometimes you look pretty bad. At least I was sort of on the southern side of the country. If your opponent picks anywhere up near Manila, because people by default will often pick the capital, a smarter player might hedge their bets in the center here. But look, I think if you follow my strategy of, if it looks dry, go up here. If it looks really green and tropical, go down here. If you see mountains, it's likely either here or here. And if it looks probably a little bit more undeveloped, you might sense that you're on a smaller island just in the middle here. I could be completely wrong about that, but it seems to work more than 50% of the time. So anyway, let's see my results. What do we got here? Yeah, so 8,000. So it wasn't the worst round. I think 3 of these guesses were good and 2 were bad. So 3 out of 5 is more than 50%, which is pretty much what I told you at the beginning of the video would happen. This one I correctly guessed up north. When it's dry, you can normally just guess it's up here and you're going to be okay. This one I got fairly accurate because I saw the jeepney and I thought a jeepney would have to be near Manila. That was pretty much my logic there. This one here was the next island over. That guess was based around, couldn't really see any mountains. Not that there isn't mountains here, but there's far less than in other locations. and it just looked a little bit less developed. I think these islands tend to be a little bit more like villages as opposed to towns, pretty much. And then these other two guesses were not absolute disaster. At least I was on the right side of the country, but I wouldn't say that those were a great guess to be proud of. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I think Philippines is a fairly easy country to identify, but region guessing can be absolutely brutal, and it can be virtually a coin toss in some situations. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Keep playing GeoGuessr, keep having fun, keep improving, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.